Alrighty, hey guys, and welcome back to Remember11. I took a little bit of a short break, and we're back into this. So if I remember right, Yamagi, I can't go back, because I guess you can't go back into the past messages when you quit the game. So I think Ramagi said, "Are you feeling better now?" Yes. After my outburst ended, I felt embarrassed right away. It was a little awkward. Yamagi sat at the wall, seemingly half shy and half shocked. Inside the cabin, the sounds continued. I drank the last of the chamomile tea and found myself with nothing else to do. Clinging is prohibited. Perhaps he was the type to hold a grudge. That's not it. What are we gonna do from now on? What? You say? There's nothing we can stay in this cabin forever, right? You must have some good ideas, right? You're a pro mountain climber after all, Yamagi-san. Yamagi shrugged his shoulders. Don't you know where we are? For example, a mountain you visited in the park? Oh wait, that's her talking. Oh, got a deep voice like you now, Yamagi. Ah, yeah, that's true. Cocoro, your voice is so... Oh my god, my voice is low. Did we switch voices? Oh no. Oh no. I'd be happy if a coincidence like that happened, but unfortunately in the snowstorm, finding out the specific location was... That's right. Isn't there anything we can use in this cabin, like a map? I've already searched everywhere. I was at a loss. I was happy before, but our situation might be even more hopeless than I imagined. I searched in my pocket for anything that might serve as a clue. All I found was a voice recorder. I guess that was to be expected after all. If something I'd been carrying had turned out to be a clue about this cabin, it'd just be scary. The playback display only reads data 1 and data 2. I haven't recorded data 1 myself, I already knew what was on it, but I played it back even so. I see, I'm a seagull thing. It was my voice, although that was obvious. And then Yamagi, too, took out something that appeared to be a machine from his breast pocket. While continuously staring at it, he shook his head slightly, and laid it on the table. At first I thought it was a wristwatch, but it was a little bigger than an ordinary watch. It also had so many different attachments. It looked like it would be cumbersome. Was this some sort of computer's terminal? Cocoro chapter falling into autism. Oh, it actually tells you what chapter you're in, okay. Was it some sort of computer terminal? The liquid crystal display was showing figures that I didn't know the meaning of. What's that? A GPS. Well, simply put, it's a device that shows the coordinates of our current position. Isn't that great? It would be if it worked. Meaning? Things busted. Heartbroken, I dropped my shoulders. The shock of the crash was probably what did it in. It isn't completely broken, but it only displays messed up coordinates. As for fixing it... If I could do that, I would have a while ago. Oh, and this thing was pretty expensive, too. Yamagi let out a sigh. Stepped back in my chair. I wish he wouldn't have thoughtlessly shown me broken and useless things. What about the Data 2 thing on your voice player? The momentary hope I'd had caused my despair. Momentary hope I had caused my despair return stronger than ever. My tongue sharpened. With disappointment, I began to murmur sarcastically. And why are we still held on to something like that? It's an old habit, I'm always carrying it around. Yamagi looked at it with a bitter smile as I tilted my head. What a weird old guy, a normal person wouldn't carry something like that around. Well, as to our location, I've considered a few things. Yes? I've tried to remember the situation before the crash. I don't think 2 hours passed from the time we took from Hanada to the crash. It was about 1 to 1.5 hours, right? It was about 1 to 1.5 hours, right? If I were to guess from the flight's course, I'd say there's a high chance that we're on a mountain in Tohoku. Aomori, Akita, Iwata, most likely somewhere around there. It's no good, it's too vague. The area's thin, so I think we're pretty high up. It'll probably take a while for our rescuers to arrive. After saying that, Yamagi smiled as if to comfort me. Don't worry. The fact that this is a cabin means there's a place where people can't come. Hearing that, I mustered a thin smile in return. Of course, I wasn't reassured by what Yamagi said, as I thought the situation was pretty bad. Is this place really in Japan? That's an odd thing to say. Why do you ask? Somehow it feels like this isn't reality. For a lady from the big city, it's not odd. For a lady from the big city, it's not odd that you'd think that. Hearing his slightly teasing tone angered me a little. In that case, it was like I was totally helpless by myself, wasn't it? I know where this place is. Uni slowly got up from the bed. Though he still seemed partly asleep, he spoke with conviction as he rose. What the hell is this song? It's called Mount Cocoro. Huh? I looked at Uni's face, surprised. Whoops, I think I went a little bit too far. It's called Mount Cocoro. Huh? I looked at Uni's face, surprised. Yamagi was wearing a perplexed expression as well. How do you know that? Uni's thin lips curled into a smile. His face without glasses was the most childish I've ever seen. Even so, with a distant look in his eyes, he laughed as if he was one who understood everything. I thought his facial expression was strange somehow. My spine suddenly tingled. Uni? What the hell was that? Was that meant to be breath? Yeah. Uni? Uni stood up unsteadily without answering. Walking uncertainly, he turned to the entrance. Uni! Hey, where are you? Come, follow me. Uni smiled again. He was facing us, but his eyes weren't focused on us. Where is he looking? I'll tell you. I'm still giving him the deep voice. Uni opened the door. Strong wind and snow blew into the cabin. Uni's figure disappeared into a white landscape. Hey, wait. Mogi went after him, with me following right behind. The snowstorm hits my cheeks with amazing force. Pain. More than the cold, what I felt was pain. I couldn't see in front of me, my eyes weren't open at all. Uni! I tried to yell, but my voice was erased by the wind. Uni! And then something pulled my hand. I looked up and saw Uni. There. His finger pointed to beside the cabin's entrance. I saw something with freezing eyes. Mount Akakura Emergency Shelter Cabin. Huh. That was quite a trick. I didn't notice at all because of the snowstorm. You got me. Jeez, Uni, don't scare me like that. In the short time I'd been outside, my body had become frozen through and through. It was impossible to keep the shivering out of my voice. Forgetting to swipe off the snow that clung to me, I rushed to the stove. What do you mean? Never mind, it's nothing. Uni squinted and followed me. His eyes seemed to swim. Hey, before that, glasses. My glasses. Oh, sorry. I picked up the glasses from the table and returned them to me. Oh, that's why he wasn't staring at them, because he couldn't see with the other glasses. Okay. Well, what's all that fuss about? Izumi got up. Yamagi explained to her about figuring out where we were. That means we can escape now, right? Escape? We know where we are, right? We can climb down now, can't we? Suddenly felt like what she said was overly obvious. No, it's impossible. Why? All we know is the name of the mountain. I've never been here before. We don't know the route down. Meizumi pointed in Uni's direction with her chin. That bread over there has the compass, right? If we use that... Seems the conversation between Yamagi and myself earlier had reached her ears, alright. However, Yamagi shook his head and glared balefully at the doorway. If we could do something just because we have a compass, we wouldn't be having any trouble. Walking around in that blizzard would be suicide. Waiting quietly to be rescued is the best plan. Displeased, Meizumi let out a snort and again retreated to the top bunk. Continuing her nap, maybe. I kind of understood how she felt. We now know the name of the mountain we're on, but that didn't lead to any sort of solution at all. I continued to try to think of something else we could do. However, everything I thought of, Yumurki had already tried. Since there was no method to establish contact with the base of the mountain. Fortunately, the cabin's basement still had a decent stock of firewood remaining. If there's some fire remaining, then we're alright when it comes to water. We just have to melt some snow. It wasn't a great amount, but there was a supply of food stored in there as well. If we ration it with 4 people, we can endure it for 4 days, said Yumurki in an attempt to encourage us. After that, all we can do is wait patiently for that blizzard to stop and the rescue team to arrive. Hey, I'm hungry. Let's eat. That's right, let's eat. I'll help. Huh, there's nothing you can really help with. Oi! While laughing, he picked up the cardboard box in the corner of the room. I followed behind him. I peeked into one of the 3 cardboard boxes that were there. Inside were a number of little packages, each smaller than a fist. They were freeze-dried emergency provisions.
There was stew, seasoned porridge, and rice. I took one into my hand and checked the expiration date. It seemed to be totally fine. It seemed freeze-dried food could be preserved up for 10 years. I'm thankful for the wisdom of mankind. Besides those, we'd found some hardtack biscuits as well. Feeling slightly nostalgic, I try eating the hardtack. Yeah, sure, we're hungry. I opened the packaging and put some of the hardtack into my mouth. There was no taste at all. The moisture inside my mouth was sucked away, drying it out completely. Yuck! There was emergency rations, so I guess that was to be expected. Hey now, that's our precious rations, so value them all. That's right, we only have 4 days worth of food. I'm sorry. Oh, lucky you, Coroni. Lucky you, Cocoro! I want some too. No way, this is confiscated. Stingy! Yomogi placed the biscuits back into the cardboard box. Yomogi pulled out an aluminum pot from the cardboard. Yomogi pulled out an aluminum pot from the box beside it. It seemed somewhat flimsy, but if all we'd be using it for was heating things, then it'd be just fine. Well then, please put some snow into this pot. Got it. I'll go. Uni snatched the pot from my hand. Jeez, Uni. During my cry, Uni walked nimbly to the entrance. When he opened the door, another freezing gust blew in. It's cold. Mizumi complained from her bed. Inside the cabin, the wind swirled the snow it was carrying around. Carried by the wind, a newspaper flew out of a box and floated in the air. I picked it up without a second thought, and then one of the articles inside caught my eye. Ooh. July 4th, Monday, 2011, Hesai, 23rd. Wait. July? 3 decomposed male and female corpses found on Mount Akira. What the fuck? Decomposed. Missing passengers from the hell crash. My throat went dry. My heart was pounding like a hammer. It wouldn't calm down. Strange. Something was strange. There was something wrong with his newspaper. Date. Yes, it was the date. It's July. Today's date in Hesai, in other words, should be January 11th, 2011. However, this newspaper is dated July 4th. This shouldn't be possible. My breathing became pained. Wheezing sounds came from my throat. It was like my body wasn't my own. The hand holding the newspaper was trembling. Even so, I frantically read the article. The Aomori Prefectural Police announced the recent discovery of the remains of 3 men and women on Aomori's Mount Akakura, believed to be victims of the crash of Flight Hell 18, which claimed 27 lives last January. As they had undergone extensive decomposition over a period of 6 months, the identity of these bodies are unclear, but they are assumed to be the last 3 unaccounted for among the missing passengers and crew members of Hell 18. The bodies, well, of course the plane crashed. HAL had control of it, and if you've seen, I think it's Space Odyssey? No, not Space Odyssey. It's a certain space movie where I haven't seen it personally, but the spaceship gets taken over by the AI, which is HAL or something. I forgot what it's called though. The bodies were discovered 1 kilometer east of the Mount Akakura shelter cabin. It has been confirmed that the 3 bodies, which sustained a large number of lacerations and an avalanche days after the crash, are those of the survivors. However, due to the bodies of the victims being discovered away from the room down the mountain, the Aomori Prefectural Police investigation into the day of their death will continue. According to the Aomori Weather Observation Department, an avalanche affecting Mount Akakura and surroundings area occurred on January 17, 2011 around 6:53. After analyzing the traces left at the Mount Akakura shelter cabin, it was concluded that those who had used it survived for 7 days after the crash. The horrific crash of Flight 18, with the discovery of the 3 bodies, claimed 30 lives out of the 31 crew members and passengers aboard. 31 passengers, 30 deaths. Saved was the sole survivor of the crash, Kasuda Uni, 11. What's happening? What is this? My voice grows hoarse, my entire body begins to tremble. It's weird. I thought this newspaper was weird.
Hey, what's wrong, hey?
Someone was calling for me. Their voice seemed far away. My shoulders trembled. I shook that off, but the trembling ran to my fingertips instead. The identity of the 3 discovered bodies. They are Murugi Saiji-san, Mayuzumi Lin-san, Fuyukawa Kokoro-san 20. Okay. Everything turns black. From within the core of my brain, my consciousness recedes to somewhere far away. Is this a dream? Yeah, it's a dream. If it wasn't, we're going to die? As I thought that an intense feeling of anger boiled over from within me. Lies, lies. It's obvious this thing is lying. It's a lie. It's a lie. This has to be some sort of mistake. I tried to blot it out, and then I gripped the newspaper more tightly. Whoa! Satoru. What was that first name? First name was like Cora something. I think it was actually Koroko's name, but I was just misreading it. I don't remember. Huh? My body flinched in surprise at hearing the thingamajig. There were fragments of a broken cup on my feet. Well, why were there cups? Had there ever been cups like this in the cabin? No, I shouldn't have been holding any cups in the first place. What I was holding was this cryptic newspaper. What are you doing? Oh, I'm back here. God damn it. Surprised again, I turned my head in the direction of the voice. What's wrong? Are you okay? All of a sudden, I saw the brown-skinned woman who had slapped me in my dream. Where? I was confused. Sort it out. I have to sort it out. The things inside my head, sort them out. The more I tried, the more of a mess it seemed to become. Calm down, Fuyukawa Cocoro. Then the brown-skinned woman rushed over to me. Could it be that your body still hurts, but the pain relieves? Relievers should still be in effect. Where does it hurt? She peered worriedly at my face. Where does it hurt? Nowhere, really. I shook my head reflexively. I see. You surprised me. The woman knelt in front of me and started to pick up the fragments of the broken cups. She glanced at me, then looked up at me with a worried expression on her face. You aren't injured? Her kind behavior left me bewildered. It was totally different than before. What is this? I asked as I shed away from the woman. How careless.
Oh, careless.
Uni was there. He looked at me with a teasing smile. I surveyed my surroundings. It wasn't the shelter cabin. Something came back to me. This room, too, had been in the dream I had before. Inside the room, there were 2 people beside me. I remember seeing these 2. 2 people are the same. The brown-skinned woman and Uni. In addition, beyond the living area, a single girl casually appeared. I remember seeing the girl, too. In Ibushi Kaiko. Everyone stared at me with suspicion in their eyes. What's happening?
That's my line. What happened, Satori?
Satori? It was a name I've heard somewhere before, but where I heard it, I can't remember. Or is it just my imagination? The name Satori is pretty common. No, somehow that doesn't matter. Just what does this mean? If I remember correctly, I was reading a strange article in the newspaper. In the article, it had information about the plane crash as well as information about Uni being rescued. And it was written there that I was going to die. I don't remember anything after that. It was at my wit's end. I wonder what happened to me after I saw the newspaper. I wonder what I did then. Are you really okay? The brown-skinned woman softly placed her hand on my shoulder. No! I shook it off unintentionally. However, I saw the woman's uneasy expression, and what I did became inexcusable. I'm sorry. I was thrilled to see in the same dream again. The dream I had before I'd regained consciousness in the shelter cabin. That time I saw my own appearance in the glass. It can't be. It shouldn't be. Praying that I ran over to the large window in the south side of the living area. The window should reflect my appearance like a mirror. It certainly did reflect. Not me, but a man I've never seen before appeared there. In the last dream, the last thing I saw was this man. No way, lies. It wasn't a lie. The man reflected in the window made the exact same movements as myself. He shook his head as if saying no, and covered his mouth in shock. And I saw myself right away. This is me? It shouldn't be. Something like that can't possibly be.
Satori, what's wrong?
Uni stood right beside me. He looked up at me. It felt as if Uni had grown shorter somehow. Uni had gotten smaller. No, it was me who had gotten bigger. Where is this place? I grabbed Uni by the slender shoulders. Violently shaking, I questioned him. Uni's face became distorted. It hurts, it hurts!
It hurts, I mean... sorry, I forgot I have a deep voice.
Stop it, don't use violence! The brown-skinned woman clung to me.
It hurts!
Suddenly tears started flowing from Uni's round eyes. I became panicked and released him. Strange, I don't remember gripping him that tightly. Hey, please, someone answer me. Where is this place?
I don't know.
Huh?
Don't get mad, I really don't know.
I turned to the brown-skinned woman. I asked with my eyes. An institution. There was an unpleasant feeling in the woman's tone. Institution? What institution? She turned her eyes away from me. The next word out of her mouth was a shocking one. Sphere. Sphere? Sphere? Sphere, that's all I need to say, right? Sphere, you say? Of course, I know of an institution called Sphere. The place where Inabushi Kaiko was being held, an institution where the mentally unsound were isolated. The place where I was supposed to go. If the aeroplane accident hadn't occurred, I would have arrived at Sphere with no problems. Are you saying this is Sphere? Why am I at Sphere?
Satoru, you should know that, right?
Uni had become frightened by my violent attitude from a little while ago. Hey Uni, you've been saying Satoru since before. Who are you talking about?
Huh?
Uni's eyes widened. Following his gaze, my eyes met the glass window that had reflected the figure of the male me. Even now, there was a man standing beside Uni after all. It wasn't reflecting me. Uni's eyes were looking at the man reflected in the window. In other words, Satoru was me? I approached the window one more time. I was being looked at with eyes I've never seen before. It was quite a fearless face. Cheeks and nose, mouth and forehead, I touched everything I saw. The man reflected in the mirror made the exact same movements. It's a test that stuck on my tongue. The man did the same. Impetuous laughter resounded in the air for a moment. We had a staring contest. Various facial expressions were made. Try smiling. The man beamed a lovely smile. I felt sick. This can't be. I wanted to cry. The man reflected in the mirror gave a smile that looked almost tearful as well. A pathetic face. I became a guy? Muttering that, something suddenly hit me. Hey, where's the bathroom? There's one in each of your rooms, right? I won't understand if you say each of our rooms. The woman shook her head as though shocked. Each of our rooms means each of our rooms. Where are they? Where? You already know that, don't you? It's no good, our conversation's going nowhere. I started running. This building's the same as the one in the dream I had before. I have at least a general idea of where it is. While running, I thought, it's a little hard to run, isn't it? I found the bathroom and rushed inside. Seems my body's sensations are different than usual. My shoulder slams into the door frame at full speed. It hurts, but now isn't the time for that. I opened the bathroom door. Timidly, I brushed my body over my clothes. It was solidly built. It seems my body didn't get that much bigger. Medium build, average build, height, somewhere around there. For a woman like me, there was plenty build, however. My chest doesn't stick out the way it should. It's a little bit of shock. There was a sense of incompatibility with my lower half. Be precise, the area between my legs. My cheeks grew hot with embarrassment. No, this isn't the time to feel embarrassed. With my heart beating a little fast, I took out the belt, pulled down the zipper, lowered the trousers. This is unpleasant. Yeah, this is an emergency situation. Well, I desperately persuaded myself. I gripped the elastic of the waistband and pulled it back. I stole a glance downward to the interior of my pants and... Gah! The world spins. My consciousness fades. Jeez, I don't want to believe anything anymore.